And News Center 7 is staying on top of two breaking news stories this afternoon. First is this massive church fire in Mercer County. Hello, I'm Gabrielle Enright. James Brown is off. Now, just in the last 90 minutes, flames took over this church. People miles away could see this large plume of smoke. Now, we've mapped it out for you. This is happening in Mercer County at the John the Baptist Catholic Church and Maria Stein. That's where News Center 7's Malik Patterson joins us. Malik, walk us through what you're seeing right now.
Gabby, we are right in front of the church, and just moments ago, these tanker trucks behind me just stopped spraying water. Now, I don't know what the next step for them is, but I did talk to the fire chief recently, and he said that they had to immediately go on the defensive once they arrived. They got several calls about this fire, and once they got here, they immediately raised the level to a level 2 fire alarm, calling in additional units because it was so much smoke and fire coming from this church. Now, if you can see off into the distance to our left, there is another crew that is on the ladder right there. And they told us that that entire roof is completely caved in at this point. Earlier today, before the fire started, there was construction crews working on the church. You can see the different ladders and everything from the construction crews. And as they were working on putting new shingles on the roof, they saw some white smoke, and then their feet started to get hot. So they immediately called 911, and it has just got worse from there because that's when the fire really started to go here. Now, I did talk to the chief, and the chief told me that they will be out here for several more hours because, as you can see, there's still some smoke that is bellowing out of this church, and they can't even get inside yet, but they do have a fire marshal on their way to assess how exactly this fire started and what they need to do next. But we will continue to bring you more of what happened here. Coming up in just less than 30 minutes, I will have some of what the chief said and why they have so many crews here in response to this fire. For now, in Maria Stein, Malik Patterson, News Center 7.
You can see the scaffolding there on the church, Malik. Also glad to know that nobody, at least we haven't heard of anybody being hurt. We'll see you in less than 30 minutes. Well, the plume of smoke from that fire was so big that Doppler 7 radar picked it up. Storm Center 7 Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney continues our live Team 7 breaking news coverage from here in the studio. And Austin, just a couple of minutes ago, you showed me something very interesting on the radar.
Yeah, so as we take you into Mercer County here at about 3:30 earlier this afternoon, you can see that smoke on radar. Notice this little blip that starts to show up right over Minster. That's the smoke being lifted from the fire in Maria Stein, where I circled there. And once it got high enough, it was able to intersect with that radar beam and show up on the radar. Now, we can take live Doppler 7 and flip it into 3D so you get a better visualization of that smoke. This line right here indicates 10,000 feet in elevation. So this smoke was lifted between 1 mile and 2 miles in the sky. That's how intense the heat and the flames were with that fire earlier this afternoon.